Hey, this is Keith Tobias at BONA Fitness, and I'm with one of our elite trainers, Marshall White. And Marshall is one of the top 5 American strongmen ever. Is that correct? Pretty close. So before we talk too much, tell us kind of what goes on in strongman competition. We've all seen him on ESPN, but kind of tell us a little more specifically about what you do.
Strongman competitions, I'm sure, like Keith said, everybody's seen them on ESPN, but they're a real functional type of strength. Pulling trucks, loading stones, things of this sort. Kind of the goal of a strongman competition initially was to pull multiple different types of strength sports into one arena and put them on untested equipment, things that you could train at home, like rocks and refrigerators and things of the sort, and kind of see who came out on top. So one of the reasons I love it, obviously, is because it is so functional. When you're lifting at the gym, you're just lifting a barbell, and that's great to get strong like that, but it's also great to get strong by, lifting a couch.
Right.
Because that's going to come in handy later on in your life. So that's one of the reasons I love it. The other reason I love it is obviously because of not everything inside. I like taking my fitness outside, and I like it being different all the time.
Makes sense.
Yep.
That word functionality is a big word in my fitness arena, what we try to do with our clients. And you start talking about training in multiple planes of motion, getting to the point that you can move in a transverse plane, that you can understand how your body compensates when the ground is not stable, which is proprioception. Those are the kind of things that you have to train for, and that's the part I like about strongman. Now, obviously, every Joe Blow can't walk out and be a strongman.
Definitely.
So that's kind of one of the things that Marshall and I want to talk about today, because it's really important in my world of health and wellness and health literacy to get to the point that fathers understand how important it is to create a home that's healthy.
Of course.
And I even go to the point to say all stuff strongman does not healthy.
Yes, that's very true.
So let's put that out there too.
You don't want to be pulling a truck just
That's
for
right.
health and wellness reasons.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And so what Marshall and I have tried to do here at BONA Fitness is to create this program that we're calling the Pillar Program.
Correct.
That we're encouraging fathers to become the pillars of their house. And most fathers are financially, and especially in the demographics that we deal with. But we see a lot of dads who are out of shape. That the reality of it is, if something bad happened in that house and you had to scoop up, wife and kids and dogs, and hustle your butt out of the house, that you'll be hard pressed to do it.
Sure.
Many a times Marshall and I see dads that come in here and can't do 50 push-ups, 30 push-ups.
Yeah.
And I like to call them BONA man rules. I don't even know if y'all know I had BONA man rules. I had BONA man rules. I think a BONA man should be able to do at least 10 pull-ups.
Of course.
I think a BONA man should be able to do at least 50 push-ups.
Sure.
I think a BONA man should be able to run a 9-minute mile. And there's probably some other rules, but those are a couple things that I tell everybody that are pretty decent gauges of who you are strength-wise, who you are cardiovascularly, and if you can dig down a little bit. This is one of the BONA rules that women don't like to hear. I think every BONA man should be able to bench twice his body weight. Twice his wife's body weight,
Yeah.
Twice his wife's body weight. So if your wife weighs 150, you ought to bench 300.
Right.
Your wife weighs 350, that's tough on you. Tough on you. Send your wife over here.
Right.
So back to the BONA, the pillar program that we're trying to create with Marshall and I here at BONA. We hear a lot of this from fathers. I don't want to do cardio. I know how to do the crap myself. I played football forever. I played baseball forever. We hear that all the time.
And that's where a lot of dads they take working real serious. They take their family real serious as far as time with their family. But one of the things they don't put as much emphasis on is getting in shape all the way around.
Exactly.
A lot of guys like to look big, have a big chest, have big arms, but that's not as functional as what we're talking about here.
Right. And I agree. And it's about being healthy. Spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally healthy. You got to get all those aspects in your life correct. Women do a very good job of throughout their lifetime of really being aesthetically pleasing.
Sure.
Everybody knows the majority
and being
of people,
balanced.
And being balanced.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10 we always say, healthy mom, healthy house.
Sure.
But dad seems like he can be outside of that window, especially when they get to a certain point financially. They figure the hell with it, that I'm financially who I am. My belly's big, whatever. And I'm gonna put it out there. My buddy calls it dicky-doo belly. Meaning your belly stick out more than your dicky-doo. That is not correct. That is not how it's supposed to be. That it becomes an issue, and more importantly, seriously, is that, when you start having, my belly's big but it's hard, that means your fat is actually under your organs, which is the worst kind of fat you can have, period. And, that means your cholesterol's high. So all those things that you already know, the doctor's already telling you, and there's somebody in here that we're stepping on your toes right now. You're on blood pressure medicine. You're on cholesterol medicine. You have sleep apnea.
That's right.
You go to bed, you can't even sleep anymore because you have to wear something at nighttime. I'm speaking to you.
And honestly, one of the most important things is a lot of guys have erectile dysfunction because they're so unhealthy, and that literally bleeds off into the rest of your life.
I agree. I wholly agree. And at any time those things issue, and all those things we're talking about, guys, we can be candid as we need to be at this point, is that it affects you emotionally.
Oh, sure.
When you get to the point that your health and your weight affects you emotionally, then the BONA Pillow program is probably something you need to be involved in, which we want to create a support system for. That's really what we're trying to do is to create this support system. Cardio sucks. I'm going to tell you
Yes,
right
it
now.
does.
Y'all see me every morning on them rolling stairs. It sucks. And what Marshall does, the thing I like Marshall does is that he does some cool things around cardio that aren't so monotonous. Let's talk about what we plan to do with the BONA Pillow program.
Basically, what I do is I borrow methodology from strongman. So a lot of the things I do are cardio, but it's weighted cardio. Like Keith said earlier, learning how to move on different planes. What this allows us to do is obviously it makes it a lot more fun, which is number one. Makes it easy to do, or
right.
easier to do.
Right.
In addition to that, it makes it much more functional and makes it easier to get high amounts of cardio in a much smaller time frame, so we don't have to work as hard for as long. I always joke around and say I'm kind of lazy as a trainer. I'd rather work hard as hell for 10 minutes than I would kind of half-assed for an hour. That's what I do with the strongman stuff. I borrow from it in order to apply it to your life.
Which is big because we have to find ways to get it in. There's no way around it. I always say you can't train your way past bad nutrition.
Right.
That I'm a big nutrition guy. Everybody knows that 85% of the battle is this thing, hand to mouth. So you're asking, all right, if I get in this pillar program, am I going to have to stop having my Thursday night beer with the boys while we're watching Thursday night football? Maybe. I don't know. That's kind of what we'll do. We'll sit in here and get down and talk and have a conversation about it. That this is who you are now. This is who you want to be. Let's paint a picture. How are we going to get there over time, and what can we do and keep it up over time financially? What can we do to keep it up over time from a perspective of work and family, and how can we step our ways back into healthy? We have a new machine in the gym that I'm really excited about. It's called the Embody 370. That you'll see some videos about it if you do any kind of following with us on Facebook. Dads, this is really important on our end of it because now we're talking about lean muscle mass.
Yes,
Most people get on our scale or on our Embody because they want to know their body fat. I actually put people on the Embody because I want to know what your lean body mass is. Who are you, skin, bones, and muscles? Because that's something we can't get back, And that's the other part I like about strongman stuff. It builds a lot of muscle, a lot of muscle, dense muscle. 1 pound of muscle burns 7 calories an hour. 1 pound of fat burns 4 calories an hour. Nothing else, you get it. You get it. 1 pound of steak, we all have eaten a pound of steak, at least 10 ounce steak. 1 pound of butter.
Yeah.
And we need to get to the point that we have no wasted space. So we are lean big guys, or lean little guys. We don't care who you are, but we just want to get to the point you don't have that kind of wasted space. So I say all that to say that what are you going to use as gauges in this program to help guys stay committed and stay supported?
The main thing we're going to do, obviously, is use the in-body machine here, measuring lean body mass. We want to, like you said, we want to make sure, we want to know who you are as a person. If you weigh currently 300 pounds, but you're only a 250 pound person, we need to get you to that 250 pounds. Amen. That's what we need to do.
That's right.
Okay? We're going to take measurements, and obviously the standards like weight. These are the things. But I think more importantly, more important than all of those, we're actually going to try to talk about it. We're going to try to use emotional gauges. Okay, find out where you're sitting at. Are you happy with what's going on? Are you happy with what's going on in your life? Have some of the things gotten better for you?
Right.
Okay, and that's where that support system comes in again.
Yeah, I think that's part of the battle. Especially when we talk to dads and former athletes, we don't think about it at all. But we get into t-ball, team sport, we get into pee-wee football, soccer, and we start doing all this stuff, and it's a team environment.
Sure.
Then all of a sudden we stop playing these, be it high school, college, pros, whatever it happens, and then things go south weight wise. Football gone bad is what a lot of moms say. Has your husband in shape? Oh, he's football gone bad. So what's that mean? He never stopped gaining weight, so to speak, or whatever it is, and we forget that we grew up in a team environment. And so I'm a big fan of group training and things like that, because now all of a sudden you find yourself in this one-on-one training situation a lot of times that it's really not that comfortable a situation. You do better if you got 2 or 3 buddies come with you, a pack of 5, wolf
Sure.
pack of 5. But, hey, we're going to go to the gym 3 times a week, every morning, work out with Marshall. Well, these are the things we're going to try to eat. Whatever. The Texans play this weekend. Instead of having 10 beers, we're going to have 5. Instead of having pork chops, we're going to have chicken breast. When you start supporting each other like that, you're surprised what happens in those situations. And I think that's what we're kind of trying to create in this pillar program.
Of course, that's exactly what we're trying to create, is that support system. Again, you and your buddies do so much other stuff together. Play softball, get together and drink and stuff. Why not come to the gym and work out together? Have that support system and get better together.
Right.
Plus, it's always kind of cool just being a bunch of badass dudes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
So,
and I always say this to our kids. I say this to everybody, that when you get to the point that you can teach somebody else just a little bit in that environment,
Sure.
you actually truly know that you're a mentor and that you've embraced this new lifestyle that you created. It's not going to happen overnight. That's not the lie we're going to take.
Bringing that up, I'd like to touch on that too. Just the fact that you're set a good example for your kids.
Right.
That's really in the end, that's all we have. Being a father myself of 2 kids, it would break my heart if my kids looked up to me one day and said, Daddy, you can't play with me, or Daddy, you're not in shape, or Daddy, you haven't taken care of yourself and you're going to die early.
Right.
And that's a harsh way to put it, but it's a reality.
And like we do in all the other aspects of our lives or our family, spiritually, financially, emotionally, we have to be physical examples for our family. And for me, it was kind of a big deal for me. I like my family to know, my wife, my godchildren to know if something happened in my house, that they know that, shoot, get behind me, because
that's right.
They know.
Even if a lion came in the door,
right.
It's on.
Get behind me, because I want to be the pillar of my house. I want to be the person that protects everybody. So if you have any interest in all this program we're about to create, obviously visit our webpage at bonafitness.com, our Facebook, Bona Fitness Katie, or if you want to contact Marshall directly, he has a couple different forms of social media, which are...
Sure, it's I have my Instagram, obviously, which is @SweetDubzilla. My Facebook, which is just Marshall White, obviously.
Marshall White's
and
Facebook.
Then you can also reach my email, which is marshallwhite28@gmail, and we'll put that in the description on this video too.
Yeah, very cool. We're excited about what's going on. We're glad you're here. We're quite excited about everything you do. Like I said, Marshall's a strong man beast. Look for him, and I just really think he can add value to your life and some of the things you're trying to do in many aspects. Thanks so much.